Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and today I thought I'd show you my journal. Now I haven't made a lot of journals. This is the second one that I've really put a lot of effort into, so I'm quite proud of this. It's an altered book and originally this cover was red. I painted it white and I've added some lace on the top. I had to put a join here because I wanted these pointy bits sticking out, so I put some butterfly tape over there and I punched a hole in either side of the cover so that I could put this ribbon through. I've just this minute finished this journal. I've been working on it all day because I wanted to record this, so that's why I'm covered in glue and some bits in here may still be a bit damp. Now, because it's an altered book, I decided I'd glue a few pages together. I put a few extra embellishments in and thickened some papers, and maybe I shouldn't have, because even though I took lots and lots of paper out, I've still ended up with a very overly stuffed journal. Let's have a look. The crocodile jaw on this is about 7 inches. On the journals, let's have a look at the journal size. The journal is about 5 by 8. Right, let's have a look, see inside. Oh, here I've got this piece of, it's like a lace, but it's got lots of little glittery sequins on, which I thought was quite pretty. So opening this up, we've got lots of tags. I think I'll take the tags out and leave them out because it'll be quicker than me fiddling to get them back in. Now this is a black and white vintage photograph of a little girl with an adult behind them. I think it's a grandmother, but it may not be. And she's sitting on the windowsill. And on the back is an area to write your notes. I decided I think I would rather have places on lots of tags and put little notebooks in here than have lots of pages with blank, because there are not that many pages. Even though it's huge, there aren't that many. So we've got that tag with a little, whoops, pulley thing there. Tab, it's not a pulley thing, is it? And on this page, we've got a little envelope that opens up and you can put some notes in there. I put a little bit of ribbon tape on here because it was starting to split there, so it's reinforced it on the join. Brightens it up as well, I think, a little bit of pink inside. Let me turn that way. I hope the focus is going to work on my camera because this is all over the shop. Right, next page. We've got this rosette here with some lines on so you can put your notes or whatever on there. And on this side, we've got a little tuck space or a side pocket with a little tag in with a bit of lace and a rose, and on the back you can see this is still a little bit wet. That is really how late I was doing this before I made the video. I put a little bit of brown paper on with some lines so you can take more notes. Turning over the page, and this page I did put some paper on. This is coffee dyed paper with a little label on here, collection of specimens. If we go onto this page, we've got a little pocket. Now this is an emergency tag because the tag I'm going to use is still too wet to put in there. So I put this in as a placeholder tag. So it actually looks quite good in there, doesn't it? But that's not the one that will be in it. Turning over the page, and we've got in this pocket here a piece of paper with some rosebuds on. And on the back, we have I like old roses best, untidy, tousled, simple, heavy-scented, thorned, comfortable company on a drowsing summer's day. And Marion Goretti said that, and she was born in 1917. And then we've got 3 little tags down here. Now this one is just a decorative tag, and then these 2, you could put some very small notes or reminders on the back of that. This page is like a Hessian look to the paper. So I thought, well, I'll leave that, and then you can either stick something in or you can write on it because there are vague lines that you could follow. And that way it leaves a bit more freedom for whoever gets this journal. And a little floppy bit of lace that I dyed with some Kool-Aid. This page, we've got a tuck spot with a little tag for you to put notes on. We've got a pocket with this little book. You may have seen I put a video out on how to make these little notebooks. They're very easy, they're very pretty, and they really jazz up a journal. I think they're lovely. And then we've got another one of these pieces of paper with, this one's got a butterfly and it's also got a little diamond on the back there. I can never remember what you call those things, with a little bit of ribbon. So pop that there, and on this side, this little book is supposed to be in there. So that goes there, and then this is another little notelet, or little notebook with some pages in. This isn't actually a book, I should say. It's actually somewhere to put some little things in, but I don't know whether this is going to be in the final one, because if I put things in this as well as put this in, I think it's going to be too fat, so this is liable to change. And then in this little text spot here, we've got another little tag, and then we've got some embossed paper here. This is an antique French newspaper. So lots of words on there that I can understand some. I can't understand a lot. And then just some pink paper and a design fault that I didn't realise you can see the writing through this pink paper. So I won't be using that pink paper again to cover writing, but when the bits and pieces are in there, you can't see it. Well, you can see it, but not too bad. So that's something to take into consideration with this journal. We've got a little bit of liquid pearls down here, a little button, and some hessian. Could you see that? I don't know if you could see that. Everything's at such an angle. I'm not used to showing things at this angle. Right, here we got a little belly band. It's a very simple belly band, and it's holding a very fancy notebook. And this is on a piece of music paper. And this has got a cloth cover. And then inside, we've got lots, again, little pieces of paper for you to jot notes on or put stickers on or whatever. And I just love the end on that. And then this page is a bit different. And I remember to pick it up to show you. This was a little girl's dress. And I cut out a piece to cover on the page. And I thought I'd cut out the piece with a pocket on, because it made a pocket. So in the pocket is this little book. So let's have a look. Lots of different tea-dyed papers, Kool-Aid dyed papers, plain papers there. And a little bit of lace put on there, a few buttons. And on here it's a lady's brooch it is. It's a vintage one. But I thought that looked really nice with this dropper. Let's see how I can show you that dropper. There. You can take it off if necessary and use it on your own jacket or whatever, or put it somewhere else. Right, this tag here, you lift this up and there's somewhere for you to write, but in here is a little text space with a strange shaped tag in, and we got some other little pieces from Tim Holtz. He does wonderful little pieces of cardboard with all decoration, and I think they're actually genuine copies of antique things. And then just some pretties down here, but if I leave those in there, this tag actually goes under there and it stops it popping open. This is like a little closure, I suppose you'd call it. Let's have a look at this side. Now this is going to be technical to show you. This says Rose here, and I've got a tag in here. If I pull it out, and this tag has got a tag there in a little text spot. Lace on the top and somewhere to pop your notes on again. But this was 2 pages. I folded them in and I've made, it's very fiddly, the little gap there so that you can put your little tag back in there. Oh, I forgot to show you. There's some little hearts dangling. And then this is left blank for you to do what you like. And for some reason, there's a little one of these sequins falling off. This did have a tough time trying to force it through the little hole, so I think a few sequins have gone missing. Then I put 2 pieces of paper together, and this was a disaster on the size situation, because I thought, well, I'll use some toilet paper tubes, flatten them out, pop those in, and then stick the paper either side. Now, I would have been better just sticking the paper either side and running some glue up the middle, because this is adding to a lot of bulk. But in here, we've got a plain card with the King of Hearts, and they're a bit fiddly to get back in, there. And here we got the Queen of Hearts. So they're snuggled up together in between the pages. Turning over, we got another tag This is just decorative with something to write on the back. We've got a button and a little bit of antique lace and some ribbon, some butterflies and some more antique lace down here. And this isn't vintage fabric, but it does look vintage. It's very pretty. And then here's the text space with a little sticker on there and a butterfly. Moving on to this page, which has got a little pocket there. And there's another tag with a bird and a few little embellishments on it. And there you can do more writing on the back again. This has got, rather than cut this, I thought, oh, I'll fold it and put a button on. So it's a little page turner. And this is pretty much decorative. There's a little place to write here on some notepaper, but you've got an image of roses and some lace here. And a little bit of cotton fabric down there that I thought really brought out the page. Now this lace is supposed to be dangling down there. And I'm going to have to find something else. I just realised these text spaces, I put as many in as I can, and then I suddenly realised, whoops, I've missed one. So I need to get something in there. Right, so I reminded myself I'll just pop that in. And then we got another little notebook with a little hedgehog with a bow and just a few odd bits of paper, some used music manuscript. This was from a Learn to Play the Piano book, and you can see the writings that the piano teacher had been writing on for the person to learn. Oh, there's a little bit of lace there. Right, this page has got another notebook with a butterfly and lots of pages again. And so there's a text space and some birds here. On this side, we've got a pocket here with a tag, and on the back of the tag, more paper to write on. And on this side, we've got another tag with more paper to write on. You can see there the glue is still a bit wet too. Right, turning over. Now here we've got a belly band and a little notebook with lots of quotes about roses. I need to tie that in a bow. I'll do that later. So that is perfect for taking out and putting in your purse or your bag. It's a proper little booklet, all of its own, very sensible size and shape. So that's not likely to get damaged, whereas these little waterfall-y type ones, if I get one out from here, could get damaged if you pop them in your bag or your purse. And there we got a little sticker of a lady, and this has been left plain. More frilly embellishments along the edge there, and this book is very difficult to hold straight. So on this, I've got this card and it's filled with 2 text spaces. On this little text space, we've got a little book with a butterfly on the front, and this has got lots of bits and pieces. I'll move this out of the way and I'll show you this. On the front, we've got a stamp, and then we've got a little envelope. And the idea was that you could open this up and write on it. And I've just realised, look what I've done. I've stuck a stamp over the top so you can't open it. Right, so that's not anymore for opening. That's just for decoration, which was, oh yes, I planned that all along. But this is holding down the flap of this little envelope. And inside this envelope, we've got a little piece of paper with some music on. Pop that down closed, stick that behind the little envelope as a tag, and that's all this is a tag. It was never meant to be somewhere to write. Right, moving on. So we got here, this is a handmade paper and a little sticker behind, and we got this tag. Now this one does open up all the way for you to write some notes on, and then when you're finished you can pack it back up and it looks like a little envelope again with a little bit of gauze bandage-y thing coming out here. I think it's just called gauze, maybe gauze bandage, and a little butterfly. And on the back is this little space for putting some notes, but it's mainly decorative, this one. That there. And look at the lace on this one. Now there you can see the difference. This one wasn't dyed and this one was dyed with Kool-Aid. I love some of the colours you can get with Kool-Aid, and it makes your kitchen smell wonderful. Right, over here we've got some more paper to write on. Little cluster there, more paper to write on, little bit of hessian on the bottom, and turn over, or burlap. I'm not sure whether hessian and burlap are the same thing. I think they are. And over on this page, we've got a little girl and some music and another little cluster. And here we got a belly band with another little book on, or in. This is from Dirty Jane's. The card, she's an antique dealer over in America, in Tennessee. And inside we've got a little bit of lace and some hand-dyed papers. You can write your notes or whatever. Do some little drawings if you wanted to. Stick some stickers in. Stick some tickets in from somewhere. So that goes... Oh, we're leaving those out. Be quicker. Right, this one has got a little tack on the top, and inside is a postcard. And on the back, this postcard was sent on the 17th of April, 1911 at 3:30 p.m. to Miss Lizzie McCallum. So this is a lovely antique postcard, but the front was really boring. So I made that look much prettier by putting some more, well, appealing to me images on and a little bit of lace. But the back is still original with the original stamp on. And here in this pocket, we've got another little tag with a little green heart and some bits of recycled fabric, and that was stamped summertime, but the tag has gone over it, so you can pop some notes on there if you want to. Behind we got some vintage doilies and a circle I cut out of some patterned paper and a little gold. They were pre-pressed, you press them out and they come out. Oh, here we got more vintage doilies and a fussy cut rose too. See if you can see that there. Here we got a piece of paper, hand-dyed with Kool-Aid with some butterflies. And here is a belly band. If I take out this, which is another little note card that you can jot your notes on with some roses. And then on the front here, we've got this I cut out of a magazine. We got more gauze, we got some butterflies, some little leaf shapes that I cut out with my Sizzix. And a little band across here, which just tied everything together because there were some messy ends. And I thought, right, let's put something on there and make it look decorative and neat, which it does. Over on this page, we've got a cardboard doll with, I put this sticker on the top because it's music themed, and it went, I thought it looked really nice on this page of music. And on this page, we've got a pocket with, a bit wet on there, one tag, and this tag has got some writing paper on the back. I didn't put writing paper on the back of all of them. There's a bit of glue there. I thought it looked a bit predictable, so I thought, well, have a change. And this one's made with handmade paper, this one's made with music paper, and we've got a flower from the Tim Holtz range there, and a little bit of antique doily. And on this we've got some antique doily and a butterfly and some little embellishments. And this, I think, is one of my favourite laces. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a vintage lace. And then we get in right to the end. And in this belly band here, which I made a snippet roll, and I took this off because I thought it was the prettiest part of the snippet roll that would fit in this direction. And we've got, let's move that there, another one of these little waterfall-y type booklets with a little butterfly and a cotton reel, and then a mixture of paper, including, that's a vintage map of Wales, Talgarth, which is by Brecon, which is probably about an hour and a half away from where I live. Moving this back, and we've got on this side a little pocket with a few little, pull them out, tags. Pop those back in, they're easy enough. And this, oops, envelope, they don't want to go in because I said they'd go in easily. It's been splash dyed with Kool-Aid, and then I put vintage doilies on the top, and this little bit of butterfly and key, which again works as a closure. And this, it's my attempt at shabby chic, but I think it's more shabby than chic. It says rose. So this is my latest journal, journal number 2. As I said, I've been making smaller ones and ones for myself, but this is only the second serious journal that I've made. So I've got a few little bits that I thought when I was going through, I'd probably find some issues, and I did. So I've got a few little things I have to put in here. At the moment, I'm thinking of putting this in my Etsy shop. Now, there is something to note here, is the glue seems to have gone a little brown on the edge there, and I have no idea why. It hasn't anywhere else that I can see. Oh, there are little bits of brown on here. So that's a shame. I'm not quite sure why it did. Ah, I know what it was. I remember I went like that and realised, oh no, I got my... This ink from my stamper. Oh, that's my butterfly stamp that sticks nicely to the top of it. And I got some ink on my work surface here in my studio. So some of it seems to have gone on this cover. So that is a real pain because it was so bright white and now it's got an aged look to it. What I may do, I'll have a think about it, is I may age the whole thing by rubbing some ink over all of it. And it'll just pick up on the highlights. And then it won't look so obvious. I'll have to think about that. So not a perfect journal, but one I thoroughly enjoyed making, one that is bursting with exciting things. It doesn't look so bursting now. I've got this huge pile here that I've got to put back in. I was going to call the journal Rose, but then I thought, no, I'll just let somebody whoever gets this, they can name it what they want to name it. So this is my pink, very pink journal, with the odd few pages that are roses on them, but not pink, so you're not overwhelmed. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up, and it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel, and that way then you'll get to see my improvement on my journal making. I do drawings, tutorials, hauls, and happy mail, lots of different things, and if you're looking for something to watch while you're doing your artwork, doing your drawing or your journaling, then you'd be more than welcome to join me. I'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, have fun. Bye.